everyone, it is me, Rockbock. Hope you're doing right. You're watching an episode of Dune Awakening. And we are doing the questline again. From the ashes we were and we go further. Okay, let's go and let's see what we can do today. Okay, let's go. Oh yeah, I have to go to the desert. Ooh, flavor sprayer. of the ferrets. Oh.
Poor Austin. He thought I wanted justice. He thought I cared. What I wanted was my grandmother's necklace. The Star of Wisova. 6 generations of Vise wore it. Smuggled from Ikaz in a corset lined with blood. Gone when Carthag went up in flame. Austin saw the tears. He thought they meant something, so he gave me his truth like it was a gift. I didn't betray him. Not in the end. I kept his secret and lost the necklace anyway. Even if I'd held it again, it wouldn't bring back the ballroom, or the music, or the dancers. You can't ransom ghosts. And gods be damned, the dead never write thank you notes.
Let's empty the... Yes, there we are.
Report on the deep desert. Murderous noise. Cargo is signal. What kind of high value? Let me see it. Yes, I recognize some of these names. Tell me what you see. Possibly, but everyone's always angling for something. It doesn't mean it's worth chasing. Anything else? Coincidentally, I have a seat at a banquet with Villari, and several others listed on that manifest. I'll gather what I can there. You go back to Phaedra's apartment. That note might be our next key.
Okay, so okay. Scan whereabouts, okay. Okay, we have to look for
They think it's a tribute. A grand revival. I'm hosting it after all. Who better? The same fools who couldn't spell Janusian if I bled it onto parchment, dressing up the corpse of old Carthage in borrowed silks like that makes it breathe again. But that night, it wasn't a party. It was the last time the world bent around me. I ruled it for a single night, and nothing that came after ever mattered. Now they wear the masks. They mouth the toasts. They pretend they remember. It's not nostalgia. It's taxidermy. Still, if the ghosts are coming, I'll be waiting at the door. They think it's a tribute.
No.
A grand revival. I'm hosting it after all. Who better? The same fools who couldn't spell Janusian if I bled it onto parchment, dressing up the corpse of old Carthage in borrowed silks like that makes it breathe again. But that night, it wasn't a party. It was the last time the world bent around me. I ruled it for a single night, and nothing that came after ever mattered. Now they wear the masks. They mouth the toasts. They pretend they remember. It's not nostalgia. It's taxidermy. Still, if the ghosts are coming, I'll be waiting at the door.
Oh, okay. Door. How you get open the door? here? No. Oh, in the letter perhaps? Where's the letter? There you go. Oh yeah. Okay.
I've been trying to say this for weeks. Carthag, you want the truth? I was hired to fix a problem, quietly. A man, high voice, long shadow, wanted something buried. No noise, no survivors. I helped him, mapped fault lines, tuned resonance, knew exactly what would happen. They paid me, gave me a new collar, a title I never earned. Carthag fell. You've seen Ash. But I laid the tracks. When the train came, I looked away. The nightmares aren't fire or screams, they're silence. That moment before, I could have said no. Now it's inside me. The rot. I drink, I work, I need sleep. Take this, settle it, burn it. Just remember, someone new, even if I don't tomorrow. The Dune men say first silence, then dust, then wings in the dark. I used to think it was poetry. Now, it feels like a countdown.
Until further notice. Oh, don't give me that look. You know I have no say in the matter. And they are cracking down on anyone who gives them the slightest trouble. Morphine's cousin disappeared. They say he was an agitator. No one can say what he did.
Your father said this day would come. When peons will be no better than Lorna.
That's crazy, Mother. We have the peons' compact.
To hell with the compact. Do they expect you to work as a machine? Never resting.
Mother, watch what you say. You know
Let's go out. Let's go out. Oh. Pum 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 pum. Tichi Kari, what's he knows?
Oh, hey there, friend. Looking, that's not normally a good eye trade-in. I'm more hands-on. And I've got lots of customers, each with their own sordid affairs. None of my business. That's unfortunate. I shouldn't say. It's not good business. It's not safe. Damn, I've got an answer, but you aren't going to like it. Phaedra was part of a little cabal who collectively had a stash of treasure they took out of old Carthag before it blew. Last to live takes the pot. Phaedra was making desperate trades to get the funds to retrieve her ancestral necklace. Well, anything could happen in that nest of covetous snakes. As for that person listed on the manifest, the overseer, that is Sub-Prefect Tours. He's overseeing that group. Not the sort of thing you spill over afternoon tea, is it? I suppose you'll be catching up with him then and leaving in a hurry, huh?
Okay, that's
That's not your door to open, stranger. Push it, and you'll find I'm harder to move than most. And by order of the Emperor, I'm telling you to slow your gallop. There's nothing for you inside. Who are you, stranger? By the order of the Emperor is usually enough to run most folks off. But look at you. You got the gait of someone walking on borrowed authority. Fast or slow, I don't think you're gonna get much chatter out of them inside. They're all dead. We've got one survivor, technically. Old bird's flapping her wings on the way down. But she'll land soon enough. Someone sends you running into a nest like this. Either they trust you too much, or not at all. Hate to say it, but we could use a sharp pair of eyes. Come on then, let's see what you're made of. And if you already know some of these silk-wrapped corpses, all the better. Good. That saves us a few hours of corpse roulette. A few of these poor fools I already recognize by build or reputation. The rest you and your list can help with. It's my job to know who's whispering in the shadows. This crew kept to themselves. Rich, quiet, and just strange enough to raise my interest. I've had files on half of them since they landed. I mean, they didn't dine with the Atreides, didn't show up in the salons, and never hosted anyone outside their circle. Came down on private carriers, quiet ones. No welcome party, no flag waving. When nobles start behaving like spies, I start watching like one. These little gatherings weren't new. Masquerades are not. Same crowd, same vices. Wine, secrets, and shouting matches dressed up as witty banter. Masks just gave them an excuse to say the quiet parts out loud. If by regular you mean secretive, paranoid, and always 3 drinks deep in betrayal, then yes, absolutely. Something they were hiding in the deep desert. Could have been a spiritual retreat, could have been a treasure hunt. All I know is they were tight-lipped going out, and even tighter coming back. Anyhow, enough jawing. Let me get a look at that guest list. I'll match it with my data and cut through some guesswork. Appreciate it. Now I'll play scribe. You go play confessor. The old bird is waiting. Call her Countess if you like. I call her the last shriveled thorn on a dead branch. Sharp tongue, sharper memory. Don't be fooled by the frailty. She can still draw blood with a whisper. The butler saw things. Doesn't rattle easy. You do well to speak with him before the details slip through the cracks. See what the butler and the old hawk have to say. After that, come find me. I'll be the one holding this city together.
Do forgive the mess. They died as they lived, loudly and with abysmal table manners. Butler to the late lordlings of this doomed affair. My talents include wine pairing, corpse counting, and feigning deference. It began as a toast, ended as a cautionary tale. You may pick whichever part offends you the least. It's simple. Wine was poured, conversation flowed. Then, so did the convulsions. You will forgive my impertinence for pointing out there is a noble here who still draws breath, and her breaths are more important than my breaths. It would behoove you to speak with her while you can. I shall remain here, utterly loyal and inconsequential. You will forgive my impertinence for... It would behoove you to speak.
Oh, splendid. An audience. I was beginning to worry I'd die without one. Countess? Did you just address me as Countess? Yes, well, to a dung beetle, every jewel is just another rock to roll in shit. I am a Marchioness, you sand-scuffed mistake. Address me properly, or go grovel at the feet of some baroness who breeds pugs. Good. We may proceed with the fiction that you were raised by humans instead of livestock. I was Eulalia Hawthorne, Marchioness, patroness, and now I'm just the ghost of better parties and worse decisions. Tours? No, thank the stars. Another bureaucrat sniffing around. Precisely the kind of dull company I avoid. What happened? Fashion suicide, mainly. Graf Vero died smiling, the fool. Spilled his wine and his wit in equal measure. I do admire a man who keeps his mask on while choking. Graf Ansel Vero. A bloated tick in a borrowed title. He died as he lived. Loud, ridiculous, and surrounded by people pretending to like him. Blue. A coward's color. Fitting, really. He always did flee when anything required a spine. Or pats. A thing? Darling, the Graf was barely a man, let alone a thing. He once tried to kiss my hand, and missed. I took it as a sign. Turns out my precious toxin modulator works. Slows the venom, preserves the drama. I'll die last, bloated with envy and resentment. Just how they'd want me. Oh, do not ruin this for me. I want to die with some shred of mystery, not flanked by bumbling concern. One last kindness, dear. My Mola. Kill them all. They'll spend my death pawing through jewelry and gossiping in the kitchen if you don't. It's a tradition, you know. The servants die with the mistress. Mostly forgotten now. Like manners and decency. But I rather like it. Please, kill the little wretches. Choke the life out of them before they sell my underthings for drink. By the time your little report makes its rounds, the rats will have nested in my wardrobe and auctioned my jewels to smugglers. Perhaps they'll read it at my memorial, just after the appetizers.
Let's have it. No blood or teeth marks. Good. Consider yourself formally initiated into the losing end of noble etiquette. She talked to you, didn't she? That's more than most get. See, that's where you got it twisted. That woman's got venom for blood and a title where her heart should be. She talked because you annoyed her. Snapped her right out of that death spiral by reminding her just how much she hates lizard-browed provincials like us. Call it a success. You woke up the part of her brain still capable of sneering. The question is, did you learn anything? Well, that's a wrinkle. Did the old bird say what color mask he was wearing? Back where I'm from, yellow marks a coward. But nobility tends to mistake fear for wisdom and wear it like gold. So find the wine stain next to a blue mask and you found our graph. We can work backwards from there. Of course he did. Might want to run that scanner of yours. Find out where the wine hit the floor. Then we'll have our starting point. Bold choice bringing a discount snooper to a high-born massacre. Still, point it at the mess. Might surprise us both. Sort out where the graph ended up. Then we'll talk.
Okay.
Let's have it. Let's hear it. First prize to the junior investigator. That fits the evidence. A can of pressed slig. It's good on toast. 5 cans of pressed slig. The man chose his agent well. Always does, though. Got an eye for talent, that one. Well, meanwhile, I came up with 2 names of my own. 8 masked assholes dead on the floor. Drank their guilt, now they'll sin no more. Haven't had the pleasure yet today. Speak to Theophilus about Agade Yamari. That's what the note says. I suggest you find out what our buttoned-up friend knows before he forgets. Our resident astronomia-trained butler, Theophilus. You know, I heard a funny story about that school. Makes the best of the best servants, they say. But I heard in their final year, the students are paired off in twos and taught to observe each other obsessively. One of them graduates, the other disappears. It's never explained which is which.
Oh joy, you've returned. She was prone to a serious allergic reaction to a species of plant in our flower arrangement. She wished to sit as far away from it as possible. A common reaction to that particular flower. The wealthy chose aesthetic over practicality or safety. It's a wonder we can keep any of them alive. Alas, nothing pains me more than being unable to do your job for you. But I do not recall. I merely changed his seating arrangement prior to the gathering. I regret to say that the seating arrangement was the casualty of a wine-spilling incident by someone already deep in their cups.
Let's have it. Then let's have it.
I'd say it's more of a Zaffrey violet, but that seems to align with my conclusions. Good work. I figured out one more. That snooper thing of yours chirped like it knows something? You didn't? Well, friend, lucky for you, we did. Confirmed an hour before you got here. The wine was poisoned. More than that, we've confirmed that the poison was not present in the wine caskets. Meaning? That's exactly correct. Someone doctored the vino after it was delivered. Always nice when the killer's polite enough to attend their own massacre. Turns out the wine was arranged by a man named Ambrose Lucifera. Fancy name for a glorified errand boy. I had him dragged in. Now's the time to go poke holes in his story.
Please do me the courtesy of telling me why I am being detained. What's the charge? Supplying wine to a banquet? A decadent Arakeen banquet? Oh, balderdash, this is becoming intolerable. You've turned a juicy murder plot into something tedious. How could I possibly be involved with... Who did you say was murdered? Well, now, see here. I merely arranged for the wine to be delivered. Everyone knows I have a knack for finding the best. These sealed bottles were poisoned. Oh, well, there you have it. I took no involvement in their glassware, merely in arranging for the reception of a very fine vintage. I trust this absolves me. A rare vintage from the planet of Grenbel, home of the exquisite Maros deer. A libation so fine even the most domineering Chussock snob would weep. Why, yes, any of the staff of the Seleucid Bull, as well as a few of the regulars, can attest to my presence. My debauching is quite conspicuous. Oh, goody, goody. With that unpleasantness out of the way, is there anything I can do to aid you in your And now we are back to a morbidly fun game. Proceed. Could you be more specific on the colors of the pattern? That would be Lady Eulalia, voice like grinding rusty metal, but fancied herself a preeminent singer, with few in a position to tell her otherwise. Many were the laborious recitals we sat through. Still, she... Before you go, I did pass on a note to one of the guests. You'd have to ask Theopolis about the recipient. Roella Ramsby. She inquired about a particular vintage of wine, feigning expertise, but that woman wouldn't know Amontillado from sherry.
Oh joy, you've returned. That name does not mean anything to me, but I will endeavor to answer as best I can. On behalf of whom? Ah, yes, the drunken peacock. The man dresses like a walking dessert tray and talks like he's auditioning for a play no one asked for. What would you call him? Now that you mention it, I did. The recipient was a woman wearing a terracotta-colored mask. Correct. Afraid so.
Let's have it. Very good. Was he still crying? Don't keep me in suspense now. Good instinct. Keep pulling at threads. We'll get some... All right. Let's hear what you've turned up. No. That doesn't square with the facts.
Okay.
Let's have it. All right. Let's hear what you've turned up. No. Let's have it. All right. No. That doesn't square with the facts. Let's have it. Let's have it. All right. Let's hear what you've turned up. No. Let's have it. All right. No. That doesn't squib. Let's have it. All right. No. That doesn't square with... Let's have it. Talk to Ambrose Lucifera. He give up anything? Damn if that doesn't sound like a lead. Did we manage to follow up with said butler? Gods praise the Emperor. And what did he tell you? Then may I suggest you inspect our terracotta festoon nobles for a clue. Somewhere on the spectrum between shit and blood. Call it an orangey brown. Let's have it. All right. Let's hear what you... No.
Oh joy, you've returned. Congratulations. Forgive me, but I wasn't conducting a limb census between courses. She did linger rather tenderly on the frieze near the dining table. But then touching things that don't belong to them is a long-standing pastime of the wealthy. I can say that I did not much care for that behavior. I had polished that brass for hours. Now I shall have to spend hours more wiping away the fingerprints. After the cadavers are removed, of course.
Let's have it. All right. Let's hear what you've turned up. No. That...
Oh joy, you've returned. Congratulations. Forgive me, but But then touching, I can say that I did not much care for that. Now I shall have to spend hours more. Oh joy, you've... just when the silence was beginning to heal. While I don't know the specific name attached to that handkerchief, I do recall there was more than one name fitting those initials on the guest list. In any case, someone waved the handkerchief in question dramatically about while arguing over whose knowledge of wine vintages was supreme. Nothing else comes to mind, save that the handkerchief in question carried a distinct perfume, sweet if cloying. Ah, just when the silence was beginning to heal. If it reeks of desperation and mild opium, it likely belonged to the lady in the olive mask. She fancied herself mysterious. Mostly, she was just loud. She was mid-squabble with the one in red. Something about inheritance or infidelity or seating arrangements. Hard to tell with that set. She dropped it in the fray and made no effort to return it. Ah, just when the man in the sapphire mask believed he could hold court and chalice at the same time. He could not. I cleaned it. One more servant to fix what breeding fails to teach. He dropped his wine while gesturing about bloodlines as if his own hadn't already curdled. I cleaned it up. The wine came out, the stupidity did not. Nothing in this vast universe would please me more than to answer your questions. I'm afraid I do not know of whom you speak. I certainly was not instructed to care about whom that name belongs to. Nothing in this... While I was in the room diligently pouring wine just prior, I'm afraid I was away during the actual toast. I was checking on the status of the soon-to-be-served meal. You do understand my station, don't you? I was present for work. Nothing in this vast universe would please me more. Pains me to point out the obvious to one of such cunning, but I was too busy performing my duties to note the ingress and egress of each guest. I was instructed to set the table and pour the wine for that amount of guests, and I did so. I did not, however, perform any sort of head count.
Okay.
Let's have it. Very good. Don't keep me in good instinct, all right? Let's hear what you've turned up. No. Let's have it. Spit it out. I make it my business to know which flavor of aristocrat is. Most of them never set foot out. Helps to know who drinks what when they start dropping dead. Spit it out. It's more his beef with me. Or my kind, more specific. I'm Town Fremen. I call him what he is. Spit it out. Only by reputation. Which is to say, heard she once tried to sue an entire planet for being vulgar. Spit it out. Know him? Sure. Drunk with him, I dragged him out of gutters more times than I care to count. And left him there once or twice too. Spit it out.
Yeah.
let's have it. All right, let's hear what you... Yes, that fits. Another off the list. Let's see here. If Ruella Ramsby was there, that means the other terracotta has to be... Two masked assholes dead on the floor. Guess the toast hit harder than they bargained for. Calm yourself. We'll get there soon enough. Gotta build suspense. One of the remaining two guests is Lady Bianca Baghetti, a puffed-up hanger-on from a disgraced minor house. That means the last dead asshole is... Sub-Prefect Tors. No, I mean Tors is here. Good afternoon, Sub-Prefect.
There you are. Report. Don't look so slack-jawed. Who else were you expecting? I was delayed. A pity. Perhaps I might have averted this... unpleasantness. A grisly thought. One I've already entertained. They are no more my people than you are. I watch them as Fenring commands, though their antics hardly inspire admiration. What manifest? Carthag. There it is. Motive. The killer is eliminating the survivors of old Carthag one by one. Revenge. Concealment. Or... the quiet removal of a dangerous truth that could unpick alliances from here to Kaitane. Indeed, and if you've a name for the hand that signed that order, now would be the time to share it. There it is. Motive, opportunity, and means. Our assassin isn't merely killing, they're closing the book on Carthag. Yes. And how do you suggest I handle this? What have you learned of their methods? Then having failed here, where is our ghost's next haunt? Then I must go. To catch a killer. Don't be a fool. One sight of you and our ghost, as you call it, will vanish. Better you leave them to me. Yes, well, I never much cared for Cheops.
Oh, what? Huh? Okay. Da-da-da. No. Takes his time. Yeah, there we are. Okay, follow torch. DLC. Oh.
There's nothing here. The killer saw us coming. Now the trail is cold and we're going to have to report our failure to Count Fenring. You've been an adequate assistant. I'll put it all in my report. You can leave now and report back to whoever it is you report to. Stop! In spite of everything, the Master still wants you alive. To fulfill your mission. Find the Fremen. Wake the sleeper. I still recognize you. Even with this face. Even with this flesh. You move like you always did. Smile like you always did. Don't follow me. I have a mission of my own.
And if you get in my way, I'll put you down. We can always grow you again, after all.
Okay, return to... okay. Oh yeah. bum, 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 bum. Conan. Bum 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 bum.
Look, the kitten is back. Do we have business? No. Without other orders, you report to me. Tell me what happened in Arakeen. A face dancer? I've heard of them, kitten, but never expected to have to deal with one. What did it want? Revenge? For what? Perhaps, kitten. The destruction of old Carthag was a catalyst for many changes on Arrakis. Who knows what sparked it? But come now. I've heard nothing of a captured face dancer in Arakeen, so I assume the creature is dead. I see. So one of the Count's best men is dead, and the killer has escaped. I like you, kitten, but this is a failure. The Count will not be pleased. I will poll my network and try to find out where this creature went. I will confer with our employer and contact you when I have more information.
Finally. I've been trying to find a moment to contact you, but Mother is relentless. Luckily, she's distracted by a social event, so I can get out of the palace for a few hours. Can you meet me at the Seleucid Bowl in Arakeen? Same table as last time.
Maintain obedience and respect for local authority. Let the echoes of history remind you. Those who oppose House Sarkonnen meet only ruin. Choose loyalty. Choose survival.
No, you are going back then. Bom 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 bom.
Finally! You have no idea how frustrating it's been. Trying to find a moment to get away from my insufferable mother and... I'm sorry. You've just gotten here and I'm already venting at you. Bene Gesserit poise be damned. I'm just glad to see a friendly face. Now, tell me what happened in Old Carthag. I should have warned you. Father has tightened up security since our mutual friend was spotted here last. Don't mention him. Don't say his name. Either of them. Thufir Hawat has eyes and ears everywhere. I knew you'd understand. Now, tell me about Old Carthag. What did you find there? The Bene Tleilax. But what could they possibly want here? And why this obsession with finding the Fremen? And that recording we decoded. The sleeper. Why would the Bene Tleilax send you after him? Stilgar was a leader among the Fremen. Duncan Idaho made diplomatic contact with him before we came to Arrakis. I remember that meeting. I thought Gurney was going to start a war when Stilgar spat at my father. It's a sign of respect amongst the Fremen. Duncan had to explain it, but Stilgar... a hard man. As hard as this planet. He disappeared with the rest of the Fremen. If he is alive, I wouldn't even know where to start. I've always felt there was something special about you. But what about you? Does it bother you? I think if it was me, I'd be driven to know who I was, where I came from. It shapes who we are, even unconsciously. I could have ended this war. The reality is that I am in no position to judge anybody. Do you remember the last time we met here? And I saw somebody at the bar? His name is Fade Rotha, the Gnaw Baron of House Harkonnen. My betrothed. All I have to do is accept it. Marry the dashing nobleman. And all of this strife can end. My mother wants it. My father, well, he will accept it. But I can't. I can't bring myself to do it. And it isn't because of Fade Rotha at all. He's actually very charming, in spite of what he did to that bull. It's because I want to choose. So believe me when I say that I would never judge you because of who or what you were. I could end this war tomorrow, and I won't do it. That's who I am. And perhaps there is a way to figure out who you were. I have an idea, but no, it's probably too dangerous. This won't be like exploring dusty sietches or labs full of abominations. This will be going up against Mother. So much worse. With luck, she'll never know. If I can sneak you into the archives beneath the residency, we can search for your bloodline. That's not to give too many details. We're being watched, remember? Bring this token to Lien. She's one of the guards on the barricade outside the residency. She'll bring you inside, and I'll find you there.
Hail, citizen. Have you come to gawk at the plus great wonder that is the Arakeen residency? Or do you have other business? Aerie gave you this? You? Oh, look, never mind. She told me to bring you inside. And to make sure her mother didn't find out. But before we go, let me tell you a few things. I'll be taking all your weapons and your clothes. Don't be alarmed. I have a servant's outfit for you to wear. You'll blend right in. Are you ready? Come on then. Let's get you undressed.
Ja. Okay.
Tonight, my parents are holding a banquet, and Count Fenring and his lady are the guests of honor. Mother wishes me to shine like a jewel for all to see. I think she's forgotten what Lady Fenring looks like if she expects anybody in the room to be looking at me. But enough. We need to go. The banquet is the perfect distraction. I'll keep my parents focused on the party. You can sneak into the archives. But we need to go. Now. Just a moment. That's it then. Make your way to the lower levels. The guards on the upper floors will probably just throw you out if they spot you. It gets trickier on the lower levels. You'll see. I'll keep in contact over the net, and when I can, I'll catch up to you.
I have no inventory. Okay.
You need to stay out of sight. The troopers in the upper archives are good people. Don't hurt them. Get to the lower archives as quickly and quietly as you can. A lot of memories down here. 10,000 years of recorded Arakeen history. Mother made me spend hours down here studying. I used to carve answers into the tables to help me pass her tests. The letters I carved into those tables. Pay attention. The Bene Gesserit have an archive of their own, buried in the lowest levels. The symbols I used to carve are the order of the test.
Who's that?
Wish me luck. I'm about to start mingling with the guests. Count Fenring is here. I can't abide that weasel of a man. Father says he is a deadly fighter, but he hides it beneath that mumbling veneer. Just be glad you aren't stuck at this banquet. One of the buttes, a water shipper, is pawing at a banker's daughter. This could end in a duel if it escalates.
Identify yourself.
Is someone there? Here we see a Fremen native, as they once appeared when they roamed the dunes of Arrakis. Note the stillsuit of this Fremen warrior. Though recent events have seen them vanish, the Fremen have made an indelible mark on Arrakis. They existed here since time out of mind. Indeed, their history prior to Arrakis is vague and contained in vast but vanishing oral histories. In the standard years that ordered House Atreides to take over the government of Arrakis from House Harkonnen. Duke Leto Atreides looked with a hopeful eye at making allies of the Fremen, to benefit from their vital knowledge of this desert planet and to learn from their customs. Though unfortunate events have led to the disappearance of the Fremen, we hope to at least do our part in preserving knowledge of their culture. Hidden Fremen sieges at holy sites still dot the dunes of Arrakis, containing haunting testaments to their way of life and deeply spiritual beliefs. We hope to continue discovering these hidden places and adding their knowledge to our archives. Though the War of Assassins is an ongoing period of calamity for Arrakis,
Who's messing with me?
Perhaps the darkest chapter in the planet's history is that of the uncontested occupation by House Harkonnen. Prior to 10191 AG, Arrakis was a fiefdom of the Harkonnen, overseen by Glossu Rabban, also known as the Beast. The eldest son of Abelard Rabban, Count of Lankavale, Now let us shift our gaze from the past to the present, as we witness history in the making. Here stands Duke Leto Atreides I, head of House Atreides, ruler of Caladan, and rightful ruler of Arrakis. In the standard year 10191, though the War of Assassins is an ongoing period of calamity for Arrakis, perhaps the darkest chapter in the planet's history is that of the uncontested occupation by House Harkonnen. Prior to 10191 AG, Arrakis was a fiefdom of the Harkonnen, overseen by Glossu Rabban, also known as the Beast. The eldest son of Abelard Rabban, Count of Lankavale, Though the War of Assassins is an ongoing period of calamity for Arrakis, perhaps the darkest chapter in the planet's history is that of the uncontested occupation by House Harkonnen. Prior to 10191 AG, Arrakis was a fiefdom of the Harkonnen, overseen by Glossu Rabban, also known as the Beast. The eldest son of Abelard Rabban, Count of Lankavale,
Identify yourself.
Now let us shift our gaze from the past to the present, as we witness history in the making. Here stands Duke Leto Atreides, head of House Atreides. Now let us shift our gaze from the past to the present, as we witness history in the making. Here stands Duke Leto Atreides, though the War of Assassins is an ongoing period of calamity for Arrakis. Perhaps the darkest chapter in planet's history is that of the uncontested occupation by House Harkonnen. Prior to 10191 AG, Arrakis was a fiefdom of the Harkonnen, overseen by the law of Mervine, also known as the Beast. The elders must be.
You still moving? The staircase to the lower archives is guarded. You'll need to distract them. Just keep it simple. Too much, and they'll call for others to help them investigate.
Who's that?
Though a cursory look at Arrakis seems to reveal an environment completely inhospitable to life, the desert planet is home to a surprising array of flora and fauna. Perhaps the most emblematic representation of the unlikely tenacity of life is the kangaroo mouse, or Monty, in Chakotsa. This species of jumping mouse, genus Microdipodus,
Identify
is
yourself.
a member of the rodent family and specially adapted to not only survive, but thrive on Arrakis. This little creature lives in sandy desert ecosystems, foraging seeds and vegetation where they can find it. The kangaroo mouse rarely drinks water. Instead,
Who's there?
though a cursory look at Arrakis seems to reveal an environment completely inhospitable to life, the desert planet is home to a surprising array of flora and fauna. Perhaps the most emblematic representation of the unlikely tenacity of life is the kangaroo mouse, or monkey.
You might have trouble hearing my signal in the lower archives. The stone interferes. Down there, it's more like a catacomb than a library. The history of 10,000 years moldering in the darkness. No human guards, but the glow globes have motion sensors and automated alarms. Don't let them see you. you get too deep in the archives, we might lose contact. Just keep moving forward, and I'll join you as soon as I can slip away. Can you hear me? If you can, listen. Do not try to find the entrance to the Bloodline archives. I will come to you. There is a Solido projection and a deadly trap. Be careful. I'll slip away as soon as I can. When you... The lights are sensors. Careful not to disturb the forged stones.
Is someone there?
Huh? Who's there? Someone there?
the last note? Oh, it is frozen in time. Okay.
You're back, citizen. How can I... Harry gave you this. Oh, but before we... Don't be alarmed. I have a servant out... Come on then. Let's get you undressed.
Okay, start over again then.
You need to stay out of sight. The troopers in the upper archives are good people. Don't hurt them. Get to the lower archives as quickly and quietly as you can. A lot of memories down here. 10,000 years of recorded Arakeen history. Mother made me spend hours down here studying. I used to carve answers into the tables to help me pass her tests. The letters I carved into those tables. Pay attention. The Bene Gesserit have an archive of their own, buried in the lowest levels. The symbols I used to carve are the order of the test.
Identify yourself. Huh? Who's there? Is someone there?
Wish me luck. I'm about to start mingling with the guests. Count Fenring is here. I can't abide that weasel of a man. Father says he is a deadly fighter, but he hides it beneath that mumbling veneer. Just be glad you aren't stuck at this banquet. One of the buttes, a water shipper, is pawing at a banker's daughter. This could end in a duel if it escalates.
Though the War of Assassins is an ongoing period of calamity for Arrakis, perhaps the darkest chapter in the planet's history is that of the uncontested occupation by House Harkonnen. Prior to 10191 AG, Arrakis was a fiefdom.
Huh? Who's the... Got you, intruder!
Now let us shift our gaze from the past to the present, as we witness history in the making. Here stands Duke Leto Atreides I, head of House Atreides, ruler of Caladan, and rightful ruler of Arrakis. In the standard year 10191 AG, Emperor Shaddam Perino IV.
You still moving? The staircase to the lower archives is guarded. You'll need to distract them. Just keep it simple. Too much, and they'll call for others to help them investigate.
Though a cursory look at Arrakis seems to reveal an environment completely impossible to look, the desert planet the unlikely tenacity of life is the kangaroo mouse, or right, Intercoaster. What you just heard was a sample recording taken from a signal.
You might have trouble hearing my signal in the lower archives. The stone interferes. Down there, it's more like a catacomb than a library. The history of 10,000 years moldering in the darkness. No human guards, but the glow globes have motion sensors and automated alarms. Don't let them see you. If you get too deep in the archives, we might lose contact. Just keep moving forward, and I'll join you as soon as I can slip away.
Come on.
Can you hear me? If you can, listen. Do not try to find the entrance to the Bloodline archive. I will come to you. There is a Solido projection and a deadly trap. Be careful. I'll slip away as soon as I can. When you... The lights are sensors. Careful not to disturb the forged stones.
try again. Back.
External cognitive agent detected. Full sister authorization not present. Proceeding with limited access heuristic. Welcome, Acolyte, to Relay Node Seraph 1. This system archives the seeded vectors of the Mahdi prophecy, dispersed through oral tradition channels among desert tribes. Contained data is restricted. Decryption requires demonstrated comprehension of cultural vectors and myth-seeding protocols. Begin myth sequence verification. You will be tested on the illusions we crafted. Virtues rewarded, evils punished, love earned through valor, myths all. Your task is not to believe. Your task is to see. Question 1. What lie did we craft to make tyrants seem temporary, monsters forgivable, and systems of punishment appear enlightened? Correct. Unnecessary fiction. One that spares tyrants and executioners from their guilt. Question 2. Isolate the myth designed to sustain hope through deferred justice and moral inevitability. A useful myth, yes, but not one that binds evil to consequence. Pattern inconsistency exceeds tolerance threshold. Begin myth sequence. You will be your task. Question 1. Correct. Question 2. Correct. Question 3. Correct. Question 4. What illusion did we embed in the myth of sacrifice, so that the broken would praise the blade that cut them? A salve for survivors. But not the key. You have failed. Begin myth sequence. You will be your question. That illusion. You have failed. Begin myths. You will be your task. Question 1. Correct. Question 2. Correct. Question 3. Correct. Question 4. What illusion did we embed in the myth of sacrifice, so that the broken would praise the blade that cut them? Correct. The masterstroke of consummation. We taught them their pain was part of a plan, so they would not rise against its authors. You have spoken the illusions as we planted them. Few recognize them for what they are. Fewer still understand why they were necessary. Missionaria records unlocked. Proceed with caution. The weight of revelation is heavier than ignorance.
Pom, pom, pom. Pom, 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 pom.
If I'd known you would get down here this fast, I'd have insulted the guild banker a lot sooner. Mother thinks I'm sulking in my room while she soothes their egos. Father's trying to talk to the good count and his lady, which involves a great deal of patience as Fenring mumbles and murmurs his way through a sentence. Well, I calculate we have a couple of hours before someone comes looking for me. Let's go and find out who you are. Or were? Exciting. One thing you can say about the Bene Gesserit, they don't think the word forbidden applies to them. Spectacular, isn't it? It's impressive that they managed to hide this down here for 10,000 years. Of course, I imagine the breeding matrix that they have at the chapter house is much more impressive. This one is simply a copy. Still, it has access to the complete bloodline registry of the entire Imperium. We can search for who you were.
Aristae Atreides. Welcome. What is the nature of your inquiry?
Bloodline search.
Insert blood sample into receptacle. Processing.
Feels like we always end up here. You bleeding to further our cause. I've always hated this place. Since my mother explained to me my great destiny. A broodmare for their plans. No choice. No love. The future is a trap. I want to be free to choose.
Search complete. Information on this bloodline is restricted to Reverend Mothers.
Restricted? By whom?
Details of the Xanavar incident are classified for the security of the Imperium.
The security of the Imperium? What does that even mean?
It means that some secrets are too dangerous for petulant girls.
Truthsayer Jessica and Truthsayer Margot. Welcome. What is the nature of your enquiry?
Shut down.
Daughter. This place is not for the uninitiated. Who have you brought here?
My friend, Mother. One who shares my fascination for the Fremen. We were doing genealogical work and wanted to test some samples.
Stop. Your lies are disappointing. The act of lying is one thing, but the tone, the voice control. Have you forgotten your training? If you want to lie to me, daughter, then lie to me.
Lie? To you? Like you lied to me about the betrothal? Like you lied to Father? It seems the only thing the Sisterhood has taught you is how to lie. This is my friend. Someone I'm trying to help. Someone who I trust. That is no lie.
I see. A friend. Perhaps a confidant. Maybe even a lover. Stand aside, Aristae. I want to ask your friend some questions. Like who they are and what they want with you.
There's no need for this, Jessica. I know this one. It works for my husband. Quite the skilled assassin, if what Hazimir told me is true. Why, Hazimir even told me that it killed Zantara the lion. Stabbed him in the back.
No, that isn't true. It can't be true.
Master your emotions, girl. And look, she is telling the truth. Aristae! I would have shielded my daughter from this pain. But perhaps in time it will help her to overcome weakness. For you, though, a quick death will be your mercy.
Sister, please. My husband still has a use for this weapon.
Very well, sister. You. If I ever see you near my daughter again, there will be no second chances. Aristae is to be left alone. Do you understand this? Then prepare yourself.
Uh-oh.
Off-worlder. If Noctua has brought you my distrans, then something is wrong. I have a feeling, a premonition, a touch of Tau. I came to Arrakis in search of... I'm not sure. Family, identity. I rejected the Imperium and the petty politics of the nobility. I found peace in the violence of the desert, a place to hunt. A spoiled young nobleman from Ix became a lion of the desert. Aristay and Stilgar are the only people I ever trusted with knowledge of both my lives. And now you. When I saw you among the wreckage, the tattoo on your cheek glowing, something seized me. The Darb, the demanding memory. I saw you, I saw the Sleeper. For a moment I saw both of you there on the burning ground. And then there was only you. Not the Sleeper. Just an off-worlder, like myself. The Fremen live. I know this is no surprise to you. They have withdrawn to the southern hemisphere, not for fear of persecution, but to preserve their secrets. Secrets that belong to them. My secrets are only known to Noctua. Things even Stilgar and Aristay do not know. Keep her safe, share your water, and she will be a loyal companion to you. Perhaps this premonition of mine is just bad spice. But if I am right, then this is the last message I will ever send you. I am Xantara the Lion. I am Bronso Vernius of Ix. And I was your friend, Off-worlder.
Done. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, I really appreciate it. Like and subscribe. Until next time, this has been Rockbock. Please take care of yourself. I'm signing out, and good night and thumbs up.